YouTube, you saucy lot. Hope you're not all alright. It's your boy, the Bladerunner. Anyway, the haircut that you're about to see is actually filmed on my new camera, the Canon EOS 90D. What a mouthful. Anyway, let me know what you think about the quality of this video compared to other video quality that I've done on other videos where I used the iPhone Pro Max and the iPhone XR. Anyway, the haircut, it's a low taper fade, and what I've done when it comes to actually blending the sides up, I use two different fading techniques, one on one side, one on the other, just to give you an idea of what it's like to use different fade techniques. All I would say to people is when you're getting into your barbering, get yourself a system, make sure it works for you, but also, you know, don't close your mind off. Work on other systems as well that might work for you. So anyway, I hope this video works well for you. Don't forget, please do subscribe. Anyway, I'm out of here. See you later. Bye. So yep, I've got my main man Dan in the chair. Now I've been doing his hair for about 3 or 4 years and he's an absolute legend. In the past we've gone really short on the hair through the top layers, but he's just got this amazing curl, and I think we should show that curl off. So we're not really going to be taking much off the top layers at all, just really dusting the ends, and we're going to be disconnecting that from the fade. What we're going to do is we're going to work a low taper fade. So you're gripping it out of the way from recession to recession, going just past the crown. And then we're just going to remove a little bit of the bulk. Not going in too short here, we want to retain a lot of that length. Just using the Kiepe Fuel clippers. Pretty much these are they're identical to the Gamma Ergos. What I love about these clippers is it just sails through the hair. If you've got clippers and you're struggling with, say, afro hair, these clippers just go through it. They are absolutely awesome. So just going to be just taking out a little bit of that bulk. So first thing we're going to do with the clippers is we're going to have no guard on the clipper, and we're just going to start softening that hairline down. As I said in the introduction, this is the first time I've used this camera. It's absolutely epic. It's the Canon EOS 90D. Loving it. Lots to learn though. Is using these DSLRs. It's not a simple point and shoot camera. So, but I'm really enjoying using this camera. Just getting used to it. Now I've put a grade 2 on the clipper. Now a lot of the time I don't scoop out when I'm fading, but because we want to keep a lot of that weight, especially around by the crown area, you know, we don't want to be going too high, and I'm just finding that C movement works really well with this fade. Just scooping out. Now I've put a grade 3 on the clipper. And then we're going to go with a grade 1.5, just softening any lines down. And with this technique, you do not want to be going high. Right, now I'm going to be using the Kiepe 0.5. Now the one thing I've noticed between this and the Wahl guards is the Kiepe, the grade 0.5, even though it says they're both 1.5 millimeters, it is slightly longer than the Wahl 0.5, which is 1.5 millimeters. All I can say is the Wahl guard is much shallower teeth, and I just find that you can just get in that a little bit better. So yeah, I'm finding using the Kiepe Grade 1, the Kiepe 0.5 and the Wahl 0.5. I think it's a brilliant combination. Again, just carry on softening down, carry on blending. Right, okay, so on this side, it's going to be a different fade to the other side, just to show you different things that you can do. So I'm now just working with a 0.5. Going just by the ear. Now I'm working a Grade 1. Now I've put a 1.5 on the clipper. So what I'm doing, I'm actually going up and I'm just building the shape. As I get towards the highest part of the clipper, I'm actually clipper over combing. Now I'll put a Grade 2 on, so again, just building that shape up, working upwards. And now I've just put 0.5. That's the Wahl 0.5 I'm using. So this is where I find clipper over comb is such a great addition to just working up with the grades. Using the Babyliss is just to line out behind the ear. So what we'll do is create quite a strong look through the back. Okay, now on this side, we're just gonna operate the system slightly differently. So again, going in with the no guard. And this time on this side, I've just put the Grade 1.5 on. So what that's going to do is actually just going to clear the hair out. As I said, find yourself a system that works, but don't close your eyes, don't shut off your mind to learning different techniques and different systems. Now I've put the Wahl Grade 0.5 on. And just lightly touching up that fade. You notice I'm not going too high at all, hence the name low fade. And then doing the same as we did before with the trimmers, just giving it a nice strong nape. Okay, just lining that front out. Not really going for a strong line-up. I don't think the style needs that. Okay, using the Braun Series 9s just to bald out that little area. But just be conscious, the haircut, you're keeping the fade low. I'm just working with scissor over comb. I just find that scissor over comb compared to just working bare clipper work, you got yourself a lot more control. It's a real classic technique, and it's definitely one that if you don't use it regularly, it is such a great technique to use. Back in the day when I learned how to cut hair, I wasn't allowed to use clippers first of all. Everything I had to do was through scissor over comb. When I was teaching for Tony and Guy, you weren't allowed to use clippers. Everything was scissor over comb. It is such a fantastic technique to use. Right, the back's finished, back and sides are finished. So as you can see, as I said, this guy has just got the most amazing hair. We always used to straighten it as well, but we just don't do that anymore. So first thing I'm going to be doing is just taking the centre profile line. That's a section, it's about 1/2 inch either side of the centre parting. So not really taking much off at all. Right, once you've taken that section, just going to work square, work horizontal sections coming forwards. So you've got yourself 2 guidelines now. You've got one from the centre and then one which I just took from at the back. So this is just dusting those very ends off, not really anything to take off. Just putting the hair down, and again just taking off those very ends. If you're dealing with hair that's curly or wavy and you're cutting it down, you bear in mind that when you actually let the hair go, it is going to jump up. So the cut's complete. Now I'm just going to use the hairdryer and use my hands just to push it into shape. I think with hair texture like this, with such a beautiful curl. You don't need to be using brushes. Just literally just take that moisture out, get your hands stuck in, and that way you can feel where there's any discrepancies. And just to finish it off, I'm going to use a little bit of black and white. Now, black and white is about 400 million years old, and it's an absolutely brilliant product for this hair texture. It gives a little bit of hold, gives a bit of shine, and it also just gives it definition. So I love that product, but yeah, don't use too much of it. So don't forget, please do subscribe. I hope you like the haircut, and I hope it's been of some use to you. Anyway, I'm out of here. See you later.